sharing the wealth, dividends, and social giveback. What it means to be a real company. At NatGold Digital, we believe something very simple. A real company, one that generates revenue and profits, is not defined solely by its share price or future potential. It is defined by how it treats the capital it creates. Capital gains matter. Growth matters. Vision matters. When a company reaches the point where growth is self-sustaining, excess cash flow no longer needs to remain inside the business and is meant to be shared with shareholders. That belief is foundational to how NatGold Digital operates. As Mark Cuban has said, "I believe non-dividend stocks aren't much more than baseball cards. They are worth what you can convince someone to pay for it." At NatGold Digital, we couldn't agree more. Dividends convert economic performance into deliverable shareholder value. A clear dividend policy. The board of directors of NatGold Digital understands this principle well, not just as fiduciaries, but as shareholders themselves. In anticipation of meaningful and recurring cash flow generated by the NatGold ecosystem, the board has adopted a formal dividend policy. Under this policy, the company intends to distribute 15% of annual cash profits to shareholders in the form of cash dividends. This is not a marketing promise, it is a governance decision. The objective is straightforward. As value is created, shareholders participate directly in that value without having to rely exclusively on capital appreciation. Rewarding results, not promises. Sharing the wealth also means being disciplined about how performance incentives are structured internally. NatGold Digital does not use stock options as an internal incentive mechanism. Stock option programs often reward expectations rather than results, and they almost always come with one unavoidable consequence: dilution of existing shareholders. Instead, NatGold Digital has chosen a more disciplined path. Management, employees, and contributors participate through a 3% profit-sharing plan tied directly to realized results. This plan is overseen by the board of directors and rewards actual performance, not projections, tenure, or future promises. The philosophy is simple: first, deliver, then participate. This structure aligns management, employees, and shareholders around the same outcome: long-term value creation without compromising equity integrity. It just makes sense. Sharing beyond shareholders. The NatGold Social Giveback Program. Sharing the wealth does not stop with shareholders. NatGold Digital has embedded a social giveback program directly into its tokenization model. At each token minting event, 2% of the gross amount of NatGold tokens minted is allocated to a dedicated social giveback account. As these tokens are responsibly introduced to the market, the proceeds are directed to unaffiliated non-profit organizations supporting environmental and community initiatives, including waterway rehabilitation and protection, soil restoration and land recovery, environmental reclamation in areas impacted by industrial activity, and other aligned initiatives consistent with NatGold Digital's environmental and social objectives. This is not a marketing initiative, it is a structural allocation. In addition to supporting independent nonprofit efforts, the Social Giveback program may also be applied directly in circumstances where NatGold Digital tokenizes gold deposits that have been subject to prior invasive exploration methods or historical production activities. In such cases, where reclamation or environmental restoration is required to return a property closer to its pre-mining natural state, NatGold Digital may allocate social giveback resources toward engaging qualified, unaffiliated reclamation firms. Given the scale of tokenization anticipated over time, NatGold Digital expects this program to become a meaningful source of funding for environmental recovery efforts, both through external nonprofit initiatives and through direct, project-specific remediation where appropriate. For a company built around eliminating the environmental, social, and financial costs of traditional gold mining and energy-intensive crypto mining, this alignment is intentional. If value is created by leaving gold in the ground, it is only logical that a portion of that value be reinvested into restoring ecosystems impacted by past industrial activity. It just makes sense. Value shared, not extracted. Taken together, these policies reflect a consistent philosophy. Share profits with shareholders. Reward results, not expectations. Allocate capital responsibly beyond the company itself. This is how NatGold Digital defines long-term alignment. What comes next? In the next and final episode, Expanding Global Market Access, we'll explain how NatGold Digital foresees broadening both the demand side and the supply side of the NatGold ecosystem, making NatGold accessible globally, not only through the token marketplace, but through additional financial access points. We'll also explore how NatGold enables mining companies to digitally monetize their deposits faster, more efficiently, and in harmony with Mother Nature, without the costs and constraints of traditional mining. No matter how you look at it, it just makes sense.